Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say, could that lass be I? Mary of soul, she sailed on a day over the sea to sky.
Hi everyone, Owlvine here. So today I'm going to be doing a witchy room tour. Oh, I sound very echoey out here. This is going to be in 3 parts since I have 3 main parts to my room. I'll show you a quick kind of view of all of it. This is like my shelving reading space. Over there is my altar. And then around over here, very bright sunshine, I have my creative art working space. So today I will start with, I'm trying not to make you sick. I'll start with my shelving seating area. So down here I have a wooden tree stump which I've covered with a cloth because it's really starting to split down the side. There is wood and some books that I'm reading at the moment. This is my beautiful chair. So this is a piece, it's a piece. This chair I actually found on what we have in Australia is called hard rubbish. So that means someone was chucking it out and I found it on someone's lawn and I loved it and it's in great condition and it's my chair now. So that's my chair. At the back I've got rainbow throw, and that's alpaca hair or fur hair that my sister-in-law brought back for me from somewhere in South America. I'm not sure where. I have some sticks there that I've picked up. I have many more in the garage, but those are some pieces I've brought inside. Some pretty pillows. And at the back here I have my rainbow lamb, which you would have seen in many videos before. And he is something that one of my best friends of the time made for me when we all found out that I was having a baby. So he's quite special to me, and we're not friends anymore, so it's like a touch of little sadness there, but he's something that's very special to me. And then up here, over there I've got my easel, my big easel, and a little bag there that one of my friends gave me. I really love that bag. I used to keep my crystals in there before my collection got too large. At the top here I've got my Viking bottle. How freaking cool is that? I found that in a charity store some time ago. And I've got some rose twigs there. I just really like the look of that. It kind of fits in with the season, so that sits up there. Let me refocus this. And I've got a rock there that my husband gave me. I love it when people give me stones and rocks and things because no one else I know is into them. But it means so much when someone will kind of, you know, see something like that and think of me and give it to me. So that's a special piece. This here is a little thing I had of A Nightmare Before Christmas. So Jack was standing up there and Zero, his ghost dog, was kind of popping out here at the front. The other day when I was setting up my altar, I decided to pull it all apart because Jack was quite broken. That was another piece I found in a charity store. So I popped his head off. So I have that sitting on my altar, and I've got Zero quite close to my altar as well. And I kept this little piece, even though it's not quite perfect. There's a weird hole and it's falling apart and whatever, but I liked it. So I've got his tombstone there. Up the top there I've got feathers, so I've got duck feathers, magpie feathers, and some cockatoo feathers in there. And this is just like a cool bit of redwood that I found. I think it was the park across the road. I can't always keep a track of where I find things anymore. This is like a little peace flag which says peace that I made for an art project when I was studying arts therapy, so that sits there. And down on this shelf here I have my goddess vase. I'm feeling a little bit short of breath. My goddess vase. Now I found this at another charity store find, and it's got these kind of chevron markings on it. So it reminded me of a lot of the pottery that they found from when humans worshipped the goddess. many millennia ago, so that's something that I like, and it's really well made too. It's like really heavy and thick, and so I love that. And I have an oak branch. This piece of wood here, this bark, was from a tree that was cut down next to the house I used to live at, and I was really sad about that, and that was the little piece of a shaving of wood that was left behind, so I brought that home. And yeah, and in front of it here, this is a root that my son found and brought to me, and he reminds me of the horned god, you know, in his green man aspect. And look, he even has a little penis. It's perfect. Oh. Behind there I have The Devil's Dozen by Gemma Gary, and I love the front, the artwork on that, so I have that sort of displayed. Up there I have a crow's foot. That was one that I purchased from Etsy, and it was the first, I think it was the first like animal part that I owned, actually, come to think of it. So anyway, that's there. Peacock feathers. At the back here I have a chalice, another charity store find, and an owl, and he was actually a hard rubbish piece as well. And there's a painting I did, Storm Witch. And over there I've got feathers, so in there I've got, let me think, what are they, duck, seagull, and any other black feathers I find that aren't crow feathers. I keep the crow ones separate just because crow means a lot to me. This is a card that I purchased ages ago, and I just really love the artwork on it, and it kind of, to me, is, you know, it's very fiery, passionate kind of love symbology. And in terms of feng shui, this room is the love area of the house, so that's there. Driftwood pieces that I've collected, piece of cool bark back there. This little card here I love. I got this from Joey Morris with the last order that I made from her Starry-Eyed Supplies store, so that's really cute. I love that. And then I have a bowl of stones, of course. I have several of those around the room. I wish I could show you like every individual stone, because seriously, they're so cool, but I think that would be kind of boring for most people. But come to my house and come and play with my stone collection. They're so fun. And then here I've got candle holder. Oh, I was going to light that candle, I forgot. Milky quartz and a crow skull, magpie feather, another magpie feather, some peach selenite, which I'm actually meaning to send to a friend. I've been meaning for a while, haven't got around to it yet. And some volcanic rock. And this one I found on my local beach at my last home where I used to live. Down here I have my tarot and oracle boxes back there. I have, I think, 4 of those out of the boxes, but a couple of them in the boxes. And here I've got this pink wax skull. This is another charity store find. Most of my stuff is from charity stores. They have the best stuff. I wasn't sure about it when I first saw it. I was like, oh, the colour was a bit, you know, full on. It's not even coming up that pink. It's like hot pink. And I was like, you know what, it's so cheap, and if I don't purchase it, I'm probably going to regret it, and I would have, so I'm glad I got that. And that's got rose quartz and garnet in it, and this is another kind of love feng shui spell type thing I got going on. This is a shard of bone from my crocodile skull. My son was playing with it and it dislodged. Not happy Jan, but that's there, so that's cool. And here I've got my spider bowl. And inside there I've got just a cicada that I found. I found him completely whole and he was beautiful. And when I was preparing to make a video ages ago, I think it was the first time I was doing a witchy room tour, I stepped on it. So anyway, that's there. And here I've got some sea sponge, again collected from the beach, and it's gonna fall. This is just a piece of pottery, charity store find. And it's cool because someone who was in year 8, and I don't know what that is in other countries, but second year of high school, anyway, made that, so that's pretty cool too. And rose, a bit of milky quartz that a little girl gave my son the other day, so that's a bit cool, and a rock. Back here, let's see if you can see the image, there's a lot of glare. This is a photo of where I used to live. For me, this was the first place that's ever felt like home. I used to live in the forest, and it's a place that I still really want to get back to. I really love the house where I'm at now. I like the area, but for me, forest is home. Woods is home. So this was just a photo. Oh, there we go. That's better. You can see me too. Hi. This was along the walk to work. So I used to walk half an hour through the bush to get to the bus stop to go to work. So that was pretty fun. And down here I've got the Animal Inspiration Oracle deck, and this was made by Kimmy, the lovely little witch, who isn't on YouTube or Etsy anymore, but yeah, she created that deck and it's really beautiful. I'll just show you one image. Ow! So that's a very special deck to me. Kimmy was actually my spiritual mentor for a while, which nobody knows. Yeah, she's really cool. This is a piece of driftwood I found. When I collected it, I instantly thought this is like the perfect wand. But I'm just not much of a wand witch. I've used it a couple of times, but yeah, I prefer to just use my hands or a crystal or something, usually my hands. But it's just a gorgeous piece, so that sits there in front of my very special deck. And back here I've got My Mama Earth book. This is a very pagan goddess centric book that I bought for my son. He's not quite into it anymore at the moment. He's very superheroes orientated. Not enough action in this book, but it's something I like to keep in here because it's just so beautiful and it has gorgeous imagery and I really love it. And then there's a shell back there that I found, and it actually has rusted, which is so cool. I didn't know shells could rust, but it's rusted. Piece of pyrite. And then over here I've got my babcia section, my grandma. So she was Polish, and I covered this in my last witchy room tour video, but that's a photo of her. And this candle here, another charity store find. She had candles like this when I was growing up everywhere, and really big ones, and one exactly this colour too, which was like 3 or 4 times the size. This is tiny. You can see, like, it's so small. But when I found that, I was like, oh my gosh, babcia. And I didn't have anything of hers at the time, so that was something that was really special that I brought home, and now I've got this little section for her. So the plate at the back was another charity store find, but she had exactly the same one. I remembered when I was growing up, and so when I found it I was just like, oh my goodness. So I purchased that, and a few months later I actually helped my mum clean out the garage where my grandma used to live, and I have a whole bunch of these plates now, and the one that I remember of that, which is much larger, so that's hanging out just outside this room. And then a rose for her, because she was very much known for her roses. She had gorgeous roses, which have all passed on now pretty much, except for 1 or 2 after my mum, you know, was given charge of taking care of them. She's not much of a green thumb. And then this little angel crystal there, and my beautiful amethyst point. Alright, next level down. I'm going to sit here. I hope this isn't too shaky. I probably really should have used the stand. But anyway, this is my little apothecary. Is that how you say it? Apothecary, yeah. Apothecary section. Here I've got some rose branches, oops, with the thorns still on. Those are from my garden, and can't get them back in. More rocks, of course, always stones. Another piece of sea sponge and a feather. Back here in this bowl I've got some pieces of broken mirror. At the back there I've got some of my grandma's items. So perfume that she used to wear in her glasses and things like that. And at the back in that bowl, just bits and pieces. So there's some bones and bark and roots and little items for spell work. And at the front here I've got this piece of charcoal. So at the back of my house here there's a fire, like barbecue, wood barbecue, and I just noticed the other day that they chucked a whole bunch of the charcoal out, like sort of swept it off behind or whatever. So I found a whole bunch of cool charcoal, so that's there. I've got some roots and some rose petals, you know what I'm trying to say. Fuchsia flowers here from just outside my altar window. Saffron. This was a piece of, what's it called? Tree sap that I can't even remember where I found. Let me refocus here a little bit. This is some tree sap from the room just outside my window. From the room just outside my window. From the tree just outside my window. Rooms don't have sap. Well, this one does now, doesn't it? And this is some of the, it's not leaves obviously, but the things, I forgot to look up what the tree was called. It's Norfolk something or other. Anyway, bay leaves and some beautiful incense burning. This is the Night Queen, it's called. Yeah, it's such a beautiful scent. I'm going blank. What's this called? Cinnamon, some feathers, and I've got some charcoal here and red brick. Behind that I have some other flowers that I collected the other day. At the back there I've got ocean water. Next to that I've got some witch's burrs. And next to that in the other large jar is worm castings, which is basically worm poop. I like to make offerings that are earth friendly, you know, things that are going to break down, organic offerings. So that's something I like to use. There's a red brick down the back there that I'm still bashing up to get all its powder from. Obviously some sage there, and some of my hair in one of those jars. And down the front here, that's charcoal in there, pieces of charcoal. And these guys, these are cool. Oh my goodness, this is really gonna be an interesting video. This is an idea that I got from Noah Tempestari. I will link his video down below on this. Stardust, which is selenite crushed up into a powder. So I have a couple of those and some snail shells and bits and pieces. And of course my glowing bright salt lamp. Down here I have one of my bookshelves. So in this room I keep all of my definite or very obvious witchy books. Anything to do with kind of you know, alternative spirituality in here. Firstly, just because I like to have them close to me, and I've got the space, and second of all, I don't really want my family to kind of go through it, to be honest, when they come over. So those are down there. Most of them I still have. I've got like a bunch next to my bed and some over in my creative space and all that kind of thing. So yes, this has been my shelving seating area of the tour, and I'll be doing my creative space and an altar tour as well soon. I hope you guys enjoyed. Many blessings.